Ed Davis is with us now, former Boston police commissioner, there at the time of the Sarnia Boston bombings. Commissioner, I did mention the use of a pressure cooker, and that very similar, crude but effective, right? And happenstance, whether you're nearby, it's going to take out a lot of people. In this case, it did not, but it could have been a lot worse. What do you make of all this?
It could have been much worse, Neil. Thank you. I look at the similarities and the differences between the two devices. One of the differences was that they used a cell phone to detonate this device, from what I can tell. Very different from the small transmitter that we found that would have required close proximity to the blast. So we had a good place to start. We knew that the suspects had to be within 20 or 30 feet of that device when it went off, and it really directed our investigation. A cell phone detonator is much more sophisticated and able to set something off at a great distance. So there were similarities. The type of explosive used was different, and we learn something every time one of these incidents happens. So we have to look at the suppliers of those chemicals and make sure that they're better controlled. But the bottom line is, this is not as sophisticated as it once was. You know, we were looking in 9/11 at a very sophisticated foreign-led plot that had practiced and used tradecraft to accomplish what they wanted. And now we're looking at this online radicalization that is occurring among people that might not even have direct contact. Makes it much more difficult to intervene.
You know, I noticed that ISIS took a bow not for these series of New York area attacks, but for the Minnesota knife-wielding guy who was eventually brought down by an off-duty cop. He injures 9 people. ISIS takes credit for that and calls the guy a soldier of the Islamic State. So not taking credit for this, but for that. What do you make of that?
Well, in my mind, it points to a criteria that they're utilizing. And I can't tell from this distance exactly what that criteria is, but they're not just haphazardly grabbing onto everything and saying this person is with us.
Right.
So there's got to be a method to that, and I've been struggling with that. You know, the fact that they put these devices inside trash containers that directed the blast up and away from people was either a sign of incompetence or something else. So there are some puzzles in this particular case.